Today is Wednesday, June 18th, 2025. It's a red day for me. I'm down about $100, which is right at 4% for the day. A little worse of a red day than I would like to have managed, but it is what it is. I made 4 moves today, went green on 2, red on 2. I started the day with a huge red move right off the bat. I was down about 5.5%. So I did my best the rest of the morning to clean up that mess. I ended up having another loser, but it was much more manageable. I think I only lost like $18 on it or something. Nothing major there. A good loser, as I like to call them. Anyway, a couple lessons today. Number one, if it's moving without news, I need to mentally know that it's going to be a quick, just a few seconds worth of a scalping type move. I'm not really expecting a lot of movement without the news. Another thing I need to be better at and more patient with is waiting for a proper pullback. I get anxious when I see these stocks moving, and I'm afraid they're going to go without me. So I end up just buying in, and what it always ends up being, I buy in at the top of a particular move, and then it dips for a candle or two and into that pullback in zone, and that's where I should be buying. But at that point, I'm basically panic selling instead of being patient, waiting for the proper setup. So I need to get better at that. I know how to do it, and I know that when I do it, it works well. So that's a good lesson for today, is just committing to waiting on the pullbacks when I see these breaking news stocks going. This is where I made my first 2 moves of the morning for Wednesday. This is the ticker BDRX. Breaking news squeeze right here. We had confirmed news when this was all happening. I first saw this chart in the formation of this second candle here. Where I ended up getting in for my first move was near the top of this topping tail here. I got in the 170s, and of course it came back down, and I even told myself I should wait till it pulls back probably around the 150s area, and then it'll squeeze back up to the 170s, maybe $2. But I didn't do that. It was moving so quickly. I was afraid I was going to miss out on a huge part of a big squeeze here. And of course, that's not what happened. I lost a bunch of money not waiting for the appropriate pullback. I did, however, make up a small part of that loss. Just a minute or two later, I got in on this doji candle here. We kind of settled it right at 150, and I with the MACD being as wide open as it was, and still the high volume of buyers here, I was confident that it was going to make a squeeze up to, the 160s, 170s again, which it did. It flashed at 173. That's when I clicked sell. By the time it filled and some slippage occurred, I still ended up making a small amount of profit back. But this buying up here at the top of this topping tail was a poor decision on my part. I should have waited for the appropriate pullback, and I know better. This was just me breaking my own rules, and it ended up costing me, which it normally does. This is where I made my third move on Wednesday morning and my second loss of the day. Ticker CVM. When I made this move, no breaking news had been confirmed. This stock squeezed from the $2 to the $3. I saw it as this candle was still forming. We tickled $3 and then kind of had a drawdown to the 280s where this candle closed. This next candle opened right around 280 and started squeezing up. I clicked buy thinking we were going to break through 3 and probably squeeze to 350. Didn't happen, of course. As soon as I clicked buy, this candle kind of topped off and started going south from there. I could have sold on this candle, knowing in my mind I should have, without breaking news. There's no reason to think this stock's going to continue to squeeze, but I didn't. I hesitated, thinking maybe we'd get a nice little rebound to break even, if not profit, but that didn't happen either. We just kept going south the longer we waited. So I went ahead and sold. I lost about $40 on this, which isn't anything major. It's more inconvenient and just a proof to not break your rules. Stocks without news, I mean, they're tricky, and most of the time they're going to become a total reversal case in point right here. This is where I made my fourth and final move of Wednesday morning. Ticker HUBC, squeezing up on breaking news. I did a really nice job waiting for a solid entry on a pullback here, and I also made a really solid exit. My entry came on this third green candle here. This topping tail kind of came down, had some consolidation. The next candle broke that low and then started to squeeze back up. Once we broke the level of the main body on that previous candle, I made my entry around the 230s mark, thinking we were going to squeeze to the 250s. Once we broke the previous high here, I went ahead and made my sell order. It ended up topping off a few cents higher than that and then came back down. Really solid exit for me, really solid entry for me, just a really good trade all around. And that's how I should do it more often than not.